When I look back at myself 4 years ago, I see a completely different Yash. My friends were different, my outlook on life was different, and overall, my whole life was different. I was a young, immature kid who had no idea what ride I was about to be taken on for the next 4 years. From all the new friends I made, to all the different classes I took, to all the new sports or other clubs I tried out, high school has changed me for the better. I'm happy that I decided to be an outgoing student who took risks as opposed to a middle school Yash, who didn't ever try anything new. Before high school started, I decided I wanted to try out a new sport, men's volleyball. Well, if you can call men's volleyball a sport. When I was in elementary school, my older brother had played on the varsity volleyball team. This gave me motivation to try out for the sport to see whether I enjoyed it. I'm glad I did volleyball because I met some of my best friends playing on the team together. It was a sport that was completely different from anything I'd ever done, and though I was scared to think about how my friends would judge me or whether I'd even enjoy the sport, I took the risk, and it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. Any one of my friends who knew me in ninth and 10th grade knew I had a huge obsession for one mobile video game when I was younger, Clash of Clans. In short, this was a multiplayer video game where you played with 49 other players every day, doing various events with your clanmates. I played this game as much as I could, whether it be during my free time during classes, during lunch, during passing time, right when I got home, and of course, 3 a.m. in the morning. Throughout my time playing this game, I met thousands of people across the world. I met players who were younger, my age, or even older, that lived in different parts of this country, this continent, or even the whole world. I learned about hundreds of players' lives, how they grew up, what their life was like now, and what they all had planned for the future. Many of these people I talked to, I now consider some of my closest friends. These friends of mine showed me how different life is for each person, and it made me appreciate what I was given in my life. These friends of mine truly made me understand that everyone is different, and just because someone is different, though, it doesn't mean there's something wrong. These friends of mine helped shape my current outlook on life. Always be open to new ideas. At the start of 10th grade, while working at my job place, I met one of my best friends, Mahona. Though we were both polar opposites, we somehow always found a way to connect. We worked together and we talked about whatever crazy topic was on our mind that shift. One day, Mahona mentioned to me that I should participate in Indian dance for the cultural fair. I was completely opposed to the idea. I hated dancing, especially in front of large groups. But she managed to out-argue me and I was stuck doing it. Even though I still may suck at dancing now, I've done Indian dance now for the last 3 years, and I've loved every moment of it. I met so many new people throughout the years, and the risk I took paid off for the better. When 11th grade started, the friends that I've known since middle school started to split apart. We didn't have many classes together, and a few of them started doing things I wasn't comfortable with. As time passed on, I decided I had to make new friends, so I started to talk with more people in my classes. The risk paid off because I ended up getting really close to a lot of new people. Before I knew it, prom was coming up. I realized I really liked one of the girls I started talking to and decided to ask her to prom. Her friends all got together and they helped me plan it, and before I knew it, I had a new friend group that I loved as well. But not everything worked out. The second I was ready to ask her, someone else did before me. Yeah, that one stung. But I moved on and she's still one of my best friends to this day. However, I still needed a new prom date. As I tried to figure out who to ask for prom, Mahona offered to go to prom with me if I couldn't find another date. After she mentioned that to me, I didn't even bother looking for another date because I was super excited to go to prom with her. We both started to talk more and hang out more outside of school, and before you knew it, my prom date was now my girlfriend. The only problem was Mahona was 1 year older than me, which meant she'd be going to college at the end of the summer. And of course, she's going to college in Pittsburgh, 8 hours away. We both decided to set a date in August when we'd break up and move on with our life. Let's just say that didn't work out too well. On our final day together before we left, we both decided to take a risk and try a long distance relationship. I was worried as to what would happen with the relationship because we both had no idea how the long distance was going to change our relationship. However, we both got closer to each other and managed to make it work. Now, we've been dating for more than a year just because of the risks that we both took. So when you hear my high school story, I hope you hear a trend between each of these stories. Taking a risk. When I became a ninth grader, I made it my goal to take risks, and it paid off immensely. I now have an amazing girlfriend, lots of new friends, and overall, a completely new life. My whole outlook on life has changed from ninth grade to 12th grade. As a young kid, my main focus was school only. As I grew older, though, I grew to appreciate more in life because of my experiences with Clash of Clans. I started to hang out with my friends outside of school more often. I started to try out new thrills, such as roller coasters, and now I have a love for roller coasters. I started to listen to all types of music. Yes, even country music. And now I have a love for all different genres of music. I started to watch different types of TV shows, and now I have a love for different genres of TV shows. Don't be afraid of new ideas or new opportunities. You never know what may happen in the future with them.